Good evening, everybody. I'm like, you know what? I'm waiting on Steve, some technical difficulties. I'm seeing all these comments. I'm like, might as well come on and talk to you guys as we wait for Stevie P. Good evening, everybody. Intro music, all of this, guys, that's all Sunny. It's all Sunny. The intro music, he made his own music for us. And we actually even have a little surprise after we got an intro video. But we feel bad for Sunny because the poor guy, he reached out to us to try, if you guys need some help, and then he met Presidente. Poor Presidente, as I'm saying to everybody, Stevie P is here. Steve, I was just, they were commenting. I go, let me wait. Well, I was just saying that I feel bad for Sonny that came to us, the people asking about the video, and then he met Presidente, and Presidente has been overworking him all this time. How are you, Stevie P?
Very good. Why are we live?
Because I was waiting. The Facebook was going to log us out, so I just went directly to live, and they were all talking. I go, as we're waiting for you. So, sorry, Cugini to Marinaro. Yeah. So, without further ado, here is our brand new intro video. Here we go, guys.
You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Donnarumma at the double, sensational from him. Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al gol! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia!
Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast, here where we talk everything Milan for a top four race Milan, and one down. Woo! 4 to go, Milan, and we're not professionals.
We do not pretend to be, but we're gonna have to get rid of that phrase. Let's go.
Let's go. Stevie P, Vinny T here, always faithfully. Let's get some housekeeping stuff out of the way. Stevie, I completely forgot. I actually messaged him after. I forgot to thank Timmy Baroni from Patreon. I mentioned everybody that bought our t-shirt, and I forgot to mention him, so I'm going to give him a special shout out to this time here. So thank you, Timmy. Thank to everybody that bought the t-shirt. We even went ahead to send them all over the world this week, Stevie P. And if you guys, Milan Club World, forget just our t-shirt. Fantastic stuff, Steve. Good quality t-shirts representing all these clubs around the world. And I saw Anthony from Milan Club Montreal got a couple of shirts. Mario was waiting for his. And turnaround time, Steve, hasn't been that bad. Like maybe a week so. But how about your experience with Milan Club World?
Very good.
All that stuff. So guys, check them out there. Steve, anything on housekeeping? Anything you want to get out of the way?
Yeah, so there's different pages that we're posting our podcast on for different Milanisti around the world to catch there. So as always, from the beginning, we've been posting it on the world of AC Milan and the galaxy of AC Milan. That's Massimo Minconi's pages. He lets us post on there for all his page followers to have a look at the podcast. And we added AC Milan is my world. So check out these pages on Facebook. AC Milan is my world. I apologize. I don't know who runs the page. I saw the page. I asked them. They said yes. I posted.
And there we go. So check them out on Facebook. Some of them are very interesting. Sometimes different news, not just personal opinions. So give them all a follow. Anything else, Stevie?
No. Let's go.
All right. So let's go through the game, Steve. Saturday 2:45 start. How about looking at that starting lineup at the beginning? Were you happy to see the returns of Theo, Ibra, and company into the team? And were you nervous at all? Like, we definitely need to win this game, but take me through maybe your feelings before the game started.
No, I'm not nervous anymore. This is the players. They have to play on the pitch. They have to produce a result. Look, we're gonna do it a little bit of a nutshell tonight. We beat a very bad Benevento team.
I think I don't think people overreacted, Steve, of like us winning on Saturday. We won, we were happy, but nobody was like, we're back on track. It was like we won, but okay, yeah, we got our 3 points, but Benevento was not even there, right? So that's why I was saying, like, I know we're not stressed out, but nothing. We needed maybe something to, a 3 or 4-0 win, but in the end, 3 points, right?
Right now, we have to just concentrate on the top 4 spots. That's all. This episode can be summed up in 4 minutes, talking about Milan having to finish in the top 4.
That's all. And that's what we're saying. Like, 1 down, 4 to go. We need to win. We need to win all these games. And how about performances of everybody on the pitch? Were you happy with Theo's performance? Some people were saying that looked like he was kind of back on track. He was better than usual. Especially coming back from those injuries. We're going to talk about Leao as well. I just felt he was a bit better than usual, but still nothing to write home about. But any particular players that you found overperformed or exceeded your expectations?
Exceeded, no, because again, it was a very bad Benevento team. Yet this Benevento team held Juve to a draw and beat Juve. So you have to give them some sort of respect, but look, guys, it was not a good performance on Benevento's side. They were not very dangerous. Who performed? I liked Romagnoli and Tomori. The combination was good. Theo was okay, but again, it's against Benevento. I want to see next week against Juventus, because if we look at the first fixture against Juventus, he got roasted by Chiesa. So Chiesa has been injured for Juventus. I don't know if they're going to get him back for next week. But again, I know I saw a lot of posts, Ronaldo, red card, needed a yellow card and should have been suspended for this game. No. I want the best Juve and the best Milan to play against each other this weekend. And may the best team win. And that best team better be Milan. Because this is a game changer.
I like that one, because it's just that we definitely needed these 3 points against Juventus already. The mind games have started. And let me ask you something. Ibra did not have the best of games, Steve, but how much of his impact for you, let's say, how the team played differently with him up there? Taking those shots, but not necessarily wanting to score, going for the, going for the somebody that the goalie to stop and get these rebounds. Rebounds is what I'm looking for. Do you think he does change the way this team plays? And isn't that worrisome? At almost 40 years old, and I don't know. How did you find his presence on the pitch?
Look, I think Ibra is, again, someone who came back to Milan and had this objective of coming back to Milan and bringing us back to Champions League. So there's a lot on his shoulders too. I know there's the persona that he portrays on and off the pitch there, but he's shielding a lot of pressure away from the other players, and the defense is going to need to respect him and what he can do. You saw the flick to Castillejo, and of course Castillejo just fucked everything up again. And but then you have to bring that up, because
I know. I'm just laughing the way you put it.
It's not something, shooting not to score. I don't believe it. I think a striker needs to shoot to score. We're not playing hockey here. We're not looking for rebounds and tap-ins. But the team uses Ibra as an outlet, right? It's very easy for them to get out of trouble, try to punt it away, and he's going to manage to get either a head on it or control it. And you see that, unfortunately, the others who have tried to take his place don't understand that sometimes he comes and he gets higher up of the pitch, which I don't like too much, but he feels like he needs to and does change a bit of the dynamic. But I think the other players, they feel the pressure. They feel the pressure. We have him on video now telling Hakan that he doesn't fucking understand him. And to be very honest with you, he's 100% right, because I don't understand them either.
We're going to get into it because there's questions about this, Steve. How about the setup play for Hakan's goal was fantastic. I really liked what I saw, especially.
We're gonna make Paul happy right away. Paul, Castillo can't play against Juve. He's suspended.
Okay, so Paul, that's good news for you. But Steve, how about this Instagram post of Hakan and saying, making people shut up? And he posts a video from the Sassuolo game and not this game here that he scored against Benevento. People starting to, it's against Ibra and everybody's against Ibra. They stopped following him on Instagram. Why is it that it's just our team? It just seems to be our team that they need to create these situations that might not exist. I don't know. Maybe they might exist. Like, this whole.
No. I'm not gonna blame anybody else over here. This is us creating our own stuff. This is Milan management not being able to control their players and their social media. Because if I was Milan and I'm Maldini, we have 4 games left to Champions League. Shut the fuck up, Castillejo. Shut the fuck up, Salazmaker and Leao posting videos of rapping in the car. Hey, you have fucking blue and black in the back that are celebrating a Scudetto, and you're rapping in the car. Fuck you, because me and you come to this time zone, and everybody else falling at 9:00 for Milan, not for Inter. So let's not stop blaming other people. We blame Milan. This is Milan's fault because Inter had their own problem, and let's give them credit. Inter wasn't paying their players. Was there this big hoopla? No. They kept it under control.
But that's what I'm trying to get at is that, okay, I think not paying players is a lot worse than some Instagram posts, but why is it that people seem to assume or read into stuff way too much? Is it because it's our players?
Because it's out there. The internet is forever. I've posted it so many times. We had everybody, they were singing Pioli's on fire. Guys, we created that on our own.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. It's like, what?
But now you have to be able to take it, right?
I'm taking it.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. You're going to have to be able to take it because you gave it and it was fine and I was okay with it too. But now that it's coming back in your face, you created that. You created them. You gave them that ammunition. We were first, but we're not ending first.
Yeah.
So this is the maturity level of Milan, right? This wouldn't have happened in the olden days. First of all, there was no social media. Second of all, the older players wouldn't have allowed this to happen.
Definitely. I don't think Gattuso would have let these young kids doing this kind of stuff on social media.
And I'm all for them going out and, their brand, but there's a time and there's a place. Like right now, there's no time for Hakan to post stupid videos to prove a point. Shut the fuck up and play some soccer. Salazmaker and Leao, especially Leao. Guys, I've been hard on Leao all season. I've decided after today, I'm not talking about Leao anymore.
That's it. It's over.
It's over. It's over. After I saw that, how could you be happy with your performance against Benevento? And there's a question, I think, from the Patreon or Twitter, I think is going to come, where you miss some clear-cut chances and you seem very disinterested. But yet you're very interested in making a rap video with Salchicha Maker.
Why can't we have that kind of passion and enthusiasm on the pitch? Or I don't know why your body language at least shows the body language. We're not saying that you have no passion on the pitch, but you don't show it as much as you show it on these things. And, an example of Lukaku's post, right? Taking jabs at Ibra. Guys, I'm sorry, we got to take that one because not only is he Campione d'Italia and they have this history in the end, that's not really, for me, that one is like, okay, we got to take it because, they had that bickering between each other. And now he's Scudetto champion, so he's got the right. Do you agree with that one? And yes, congratulations to, can we just give congratulations to Francis and Nima, not to Inter? Yes, congratulations.
You have to congratulate the team. You cannot be bitter. Bitter is what's getting us stupidity. Everybody's asking me. One thing that I realized, guys, after 10 years of watching Juventus win, 9 years of watching Juventus win the Scudetto, I think I always thought to myself, maybe seeing another team, and we've said it. I'm going to find the episode one day. I said it, or we said it here, that the teams that were going to stop this reign of Juventus was going to be one of the Milanese teams.
Yeah.
And it was Inter. And you know what? I have to give it to them. They were called boring. They were called not the Scudetto. They did what they had to do to watch to win the Scudetto.
We've been saying it, right? Like the way we used to complain about Juve the last couple of years is like, oh my god, I can't believe they won. They did what they need to do. The last 5 to 7 games, Steve, Inter weren't like, oh my god, what a fantastic. They got the job done. Yeah. That's it. That's all. That's what it
but after these 10 years, I can tell you that I hated just as much as I hated watching Juventus win the Scudetto. That's going to be my answer for the rest of my life till I die. Who do you want to win the Scudetto? It's Milan or no one.
I like that. We're gonna take it before I put it on. Steve, presenter is gonna probably yell at me again because I forgot what buttons he told me to tap on the thing for the PDF that he did all this research to make sure it was full screen. So I apologize in advance, Presidente, but I just wanted to take over looking at the scores. I'm gonna name you off. So this is what's remaining, right? The game's remaining, Steve. But taking a look at the results from the past week. Roma losing to Sampdoria 2-0. Are you even surprised of after that debacle in the Europa League of Sampdoria winning against Roma? I don't know if you were able to catch this game here. You want to talk about Roma?
I'm not interested.
Let's just talk about the big game. Juventus Udinese. I really thought for a long while, Steve, I'm like, they're probably just going to tie it up, but Juventus get it done, right? 2 goals in the second half, winning against Udinese, so securing against the 69 points there in tied for second. Did you catch this one at all?
Yes, this was absolutely sheer stupidity. I don't know what Rodrigo De Paul was thinking, to be very honest.
Yeah, that was
lift his arm like that. Anyways, the penalty is the penalty. Mm-hmm. And then, Juve played 6 minutes of somewhat average football, and Ronaldo saves them again, right? So, as much as they want to complain that Ronaldo, these are another 3 points that if Ronaldo's not there, there's no way that they're getting these 3 points.
And then if they would have lost against Juventus, you would have had maybe a much more hungry Juventus against us on Sunday. So
no. Now everybody's hungry. There's no one's not hungry. Everybody has to be hungry. Who's not hungry stays home.
Speaking of hungry, everybody we kind of always say Milan likes to drop stupid points, but Atalanta dropping stupid points, Steve, with a 1-1 tie. Go down to 10 men with a horrible foul from the keeper there, and then they managed to score. They almost went up 2-0, and Mr. Gasperini was not happy. He was yelling there on the sidelines, but missed points by Atalanta. I don't know if you're able to catch this one.
Yeah, watch this one too. Sassuolo looked half decent. Unfortunately, they were not able to break Atalanta, and then I don't know how they took a goal against Atalanta, who was obviously defending at that point. But Sassuolo looked like they had control of the game. Then they let in that goal. When the second half restarted, Sassuolo got on the mark, but I feel like Sassuolo weren't hungry to go get that victory. They were happy with a point.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I was just watching. I'm like, but you're up 1 man. It just felt like they were like, okay, let's just have this game here. And okay, it was good for us for the 1-1, but Atalanta could have very easily won this game.
Well, Concidi stopped the penalty shot on Muriel.
Napoli, wow, like no luck whatsoever. They came up with a couple of great wins back to back, and then just get it up the ass in the last minute. Cagliari tying it up, and Parma is officially in Serie B, right, Steve? Cagliari, I think, is still battling. Parma got relegated today, but how about that game there? Napoli had to close this game way earlier than leaving it all the way to the last second.
Yeah, so I'm going to come to a little bit of defense of the Napoli team. They got robbed their second goal. VAR, I don't know what's happening with VAR. What happened to VAR in this game? It was just not working the way it's supposed to, because there was no way that goal had to be ruled out. And in the end, Napoli were not able to close out the game against Cagliari. And then in the 94th minute, Cagliari tie up the game. And these are, again, stupid drop points that are going to hurt them. But the big clash is next week.
And about Lazio, Steve, nobody's talking about Lazio, but they got that game in hand, right? I know, maybe tying Napoli, but do Lazio have any leg to stand on, according to you?
Yes, they're still in.
They're still in, right? So I'm going to tell Sonny, I don't even know why he puts Roma in this in these standings there. But looking at who do we have this week playing? So you have Lazio's playing Fiorentina. You have who else? Atalanta playing Parma. Milan, Juventus, obviously. So everybody needs to win. I don't think there's any other solution. Everybody needs to win. And let me ask you this. If Milan does beat Juventus this Saturday, some people might take their foot off the pedal, but I definitely wouldn't take my foot off the pedal because those 3 games, anything could happen. You could lose those 3 games and get knocked out, especially the way the points. So remind me, what is it? Goals for? Head-to-head. No, I think if they're all tied on points, I think it's head-to-head results. Then it goes goals for, I believe. I'm not sure if you know the exact. If anybody in the chats there, let us know. I believe
whatever it is, it's not to our favor. So we have no choice but to win.
Anything else you'd like to add about this week's Serie A fixtures, the game itself, until we go into the questions?
There's absolutely only one game that I'll probably be really, really locked onto, and that's Juventus Milan.
And there we go. So taking it over to the Patreon questions. Let me get rid of this here. So to Patreon, Steve, Gio, four more big games to go. Keep up the great work, guys. I have my seatbelt fastened. I'm ready for Sunday's game. Mercato question: Would you rate Brescia again for Gabriele Zappa, the right back playing at Cagliari? I really like his game. Also, Gigio is gone. Even if we make Champions League, he doesn't love the badge like Calabria. How about these young kids, Steve? I'm not very familiar with Gabriele Zappa at Brescia, saying that he's playing at Cagliari. Are you with these, youngsters? Would you suggestion, or if we do make Champions League, we need to go get these experienced players because we ain't going anywhere far with young players, as you can see our season results so far.
Yeah, the Mercato really depends. It's hard to answer Mercato questions when you don't know where you're going to finish in the standings. The Champions League does bring more money, but I think Milan need to shift to some of these. I don't want to say risky buys, but I want to move away from these names that we hear across the continent of Europe that are the next greatest thing according to Cheese. But then when they show up at Milan, they can't play football, right? So I'd like them to look a little bit more in Italy and try with these youngsters, right? We have Calabria from that comes from the Milan youth system. We'll try with others from the Brescia. We have an inside at Brescia. Tonali was there. He must know a little bit about this kid. That's where they need to start building a bit of an Italian backbone in terms of things that need to happen with Milan if they do make Champions League and if they don't.
I like that. David says he's commenting to say I don't think he's gonna like my question, but good evening, Vinny and Steve. 2-part question. Leao was actually not lazy and was more involved in the game. Do you feel comfortable moving forward with Leao playing on the wing? And what do we do with Rebic? Super sub? And let's not forget the new rumor that Milan is going after DePaul with swapping Hauge. What do you guys make of this? As always, Forza Milan. And yes, I'm preparing my money for Fabio's shirt since Mandzukic picked up another injury or illness, as he says. So, Steve, to David saying that, Leao was actually not lazy and more involved in this game, and talking about Rebic, what do you say to his question?
No, Leao was not good for me. Leao was not good.
You could admit that he played better than he's played in the last couple of months.
It's goddamn Benevento, Vinny.
Give him at least that much, no?
No, I don't accept that. You guys, I'm not gonna. I've stayed the whole year.
Yeah,
I've stayed the whole year of people calling me an idiot, a 40-year-old with a man bun, a fat pig, all kinds of stupidity for Leao. Now I'm gonna give him a game against Leao. Come on, a game against Benevento. Leao had a good performance. No, guys, that's not a good performance. You want to win the Scudetto. He has to play better. If he doesn't play better, you ship him out and let's move on.
Especially that he had a sure goal there. What was it, like in the first 15, 20 minutes? And he just shot directly on the goalie. It's like, come on, man. How about this?
That's confidence. That's just
you're 100% right. Yeah. I was just trying to play glass half full. How about this, the Paul with Hauge swap? And do you put any belief to this?
I don't mind DePaul at all. But look, right now it's all a bunch of clickbait. We want to always, the Hogue going to Udinese. That's a cool move for Hogue, I think, because Udinese is pretty good at they do it for you. They did it for Juve for so many years, where they kept their talents and they made them play in Serie A. But then when they came back, they were somewhat helpful, and at least were able to gain experience. So I think for Hoga, that's good. If we go with the loan inside, if we go with Hogue and loan him out, I would like it to be in Serie A.
But would you do that swap? I don't know. Did they mention dollars, or it was like a street? I can't believe
it's either Hogue and money for DePaul, or then it's a combination of players that everybody picks the players that they don't like for DePauls, which is not going to happen, right? So,
what would be your dollar amount where you'd be comfortable with a swap deal like Hauge plus this amount of money for DePaul?
I don't know what they rate DePaul.
True. But we'll see, because DePaul easily brings you that experience. But again, all these Mercato, I love how there's this Mercato rumors, and it's not even Mercato season. Fabio says, good day, fellas. I have an idea for a great new show on Netflix called Zlatan on the Pitch and Your Sister's a Bitch. With the first episode, I Don't Fucking Understand You, featuring Hakan. But my mother said all she wants for Mother's Day is 3 points. So please, Milan, show up with fire and put Juve down for good. I know winning doesn't lock us into the fort, but to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Forza Milan. So, what did you hear about this whole, I don't fucking understand you? Did you read up more about this? Where did this all come from? Was it more frustration off the pitch? Do you think this has anything to do with this supposed rift between Ibra? Because he's known to even tell off his own teammates. I think.
But there should be nothing wrong with this. Should be nothing wrong with this. It happens from Garage League to Serie A. The only reason we are all hearing this because there's no fans.
That's true.
And the only reason that, Serie A would bring in their famous lip readers to try to diversify, but then it wouldn't be, I don't fucking understand you. It would be your mother this or your mother that. But guys, this is stuff that happens. You have to remember that, I'm going to age myself here. I'm 40. Ibra's almost 40. Channel was not close to 40. So, we're dealing with kind of semi-adults that have been put in this world where they play soccer for a living. It's not the real world, guys. It's tell me if someone on the street and he tells you I don't fucking understand you, well, then there's a bit of a problem, right? But they're playing soccer for money, guys. They're playing soccer as a job. How bad could your life be? You're going to get frustrated. You're going to say things. Ibra's his own character. And to be very honest, he's 100% right. The ball was terrible. Yeah. It was a terrible ball.
And I think it comes down to people reading way too much into this. Just like the Gigio smiling and laughing with Pepe Reina, and people, oh my God, he shouldn't be allowed to play, and this and that. It's come on, guys. Just reading too much into it. But I do not believe that there's a rift in the dressing room. It's Ibra against everybody else, and people saying, oh, they stopped following each other on Instagram. It's
well, it's great because we have them for another year, so they better get along.
Husney saying, hello, Vinny and Steve. How are you guys doing? In the last game, we had several shots on target, but only found the net twice. So what do you guys trust more in front of goal? It seems that even Zlatan couldn't get on the score sheet. Brings up a good point. It's we get all these shots, but still just 2 goals scored. And I don't feel, Steve, that we could have easily won 4-5-0 because there wasn't that many, great chances. But what do you put his comment? How do you feel about this comment? It's yes, we shot more on goal, but just Leao, if you're going to shoot directly on the goalie, you can take 50 shots if they take that one and they score. So I don't know if you. It's a good thing because we haven't hit the target on shots in the last maybe month or so.
In the end, the only thing that counts is the ones that hit the onion bag. And unfortunately, Milan has a very, very hard time creating chances in the final third. So when we get 2, it's a lot for Milan, but you have to look at the goal differential in the standings. The Atalantas, the Inters, the Juves, when it's their chances, they've won 4-0. Milan hasn't crept up to those 4-0 wins, right? So It's all, again, those chances that you do not create affect your goal differential. Those chances that you don't score also affect your goal differential. In the end, the shots on goal is not going to make or break your season. It's the goals that you score and the goals that you don't concede.
And we cannot take that chance of being on par points with anybody else because we would be the least
We
favorite.
will lose in almost all the head-to-heads.
All the
categories. We'll see against Juve, but I think Atalanta too at the end of the season. Inter we don't care about, so those are two. I don't know about Napoli. I don't remember I think we beat them once and they beat us once, but then it goes to goals for and goals against. And then, even against Lazio, I think we don't win the head-to-head.
I didn't talk about it because I know Greg had mentioned it, Steve. Good night, all. Good night, all guys. Hope you are both doing well. As always, my heart is with Milan, but my brain is telling me to prepare for the worst. Sorry, it is my defense mechanism. I have spoken out against Gigio and Raiola and how the negotiations are going, but I think it was indefensible for the club to allow the ultras to accost a player. Yes, the fans are important and are part of the club's fabric, but no responsible business owner will allow customers to confront an employee in that way. I cannot imagine this happening at Bayern or Manchester City. If we want to be an attractive destination for world-class players, these are the issues which we must address. Fans have the right to boo, not attend games or protests, but they do not have the right to decide when a player should play.
Whoa, okay. There's a couple of points to this question.
Yeah.
One, the club did not allow the ultras to talk to Gigio. Gigio came out to talk to the ultras.
I think maybe he mentions it shouldn't have even come to that, right? It shouldn't even have the discussion.
It shouldn't. I'm all for the game being, and I saw a great tweet. I'm all for. I don't remember. I think it was on MilanNews.it, where it was an article and someone said a great statement. I'm all for the fans having, the soccer being played for the fans, but not this, And I think Maldini, I have it on my phone. Maldini came out with a statement.
Yeah, if you want to read it out, if you have it there.
I have it here. But while we're talking on that, and another point, Bayern Munich, when Manuel Neuer, if I'm not mistaken, left Schalke to go to Bayern Munich, the ultras of Bayern Munich spoke with Manuel Neuer and wrote out stipulations of what he can and cannot do. Cannot turn to the curva, cannot kiss the badge. So it's not only at Milan, guys.
No, but I think this whole thing of you can. I think if they would have just had let's have a conversation. We love you.
There's no conversation, Vince. There's no conversation.
No, what I'm trying to say is that let's just put. Okay, it's happening, right? If that conversation would have been, we want you to stay, do what you got to do. Not, you're not going to sign, you're not going to play against Juventus if you don't resign. I think this went completely out of line. And, we have to believe, Gigio left crying. I don't think Gigio left crying, but how did it get to this? And then Milan, I'm going to let you read it out if you have it in front of you.
Yeah, so Paolo Maldini, it's from our friends, AC Milan is my world. I don't know where they got it from, but I'm going to read it for you from their page. Paolo Maldini has reacted to the meeting between Gigio and Milan Ultras because Gigio left the meeting in tears. Maldini said, "It is important to reiterate firmly that no one outside Milan can decide who plays and who renews. Choices regarding the pitch are down to the coach, while the club is in charge of contractual issues. From this moment, every single negotiation for a new contract extension is on hold until the end of the season, so that the team can focus on the pitch. Meantime, we'll continue to protect our players as we have always done."
You can't get more classy than that, right, Steven? Just there's going to be no negotiations. All going to be, why would you be negotiating a contract with 4 games remaining? But for them to do this at this point, right, coming off a win and just saying if you're not going to renew before Saturday, you shouldn't play against Juventus. And I was trying to understand what logic is behind that. What do you want to want? You want to have the other Donnarumma and nets. You want to have Tiramisu and nets for your last 4 games.
I don't know. I'm all for La Curva. I love them when the fans are there. I love what they do for the atmosphere. I think they should completely stay away from things like this. It's never ended well. And, they should know better. It's not like we've secured let's say we secured Champions League soccer and things are rosy and they want to make some sort of statement. Even at that, they don't have any say, and we keep on this goddamn Raiola thing. Guys, put it in your goddamn head. Raiola is paid by Gigio Donnarumma to make him money. Punte basta. That's life. That's business. This is what it is.
Steve, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
Hold
on. Let me speak. In a case of an Ibrahimovic wanting to go that 7 million, this and that, I could understand. Donnarumma is 22 years old. Donnarumma is not worth $12 million a year.
Who says?
Who's the best goaltender in the world? Are they even close to that amount?
They're probably more.
No, nobody's making 10, 12 million.
But he doesn't want 12. He doesn't want 12. He wants 10.
But okay, 10.
Vince, this is our asset, Vince. You're not thinking here.
He is an asset.
Well, you cannot make your asset leave for nothing.
I'm not going to make him leave for nothing.
If you don't give him 10 million, he's going to leave for nothing.
They're going to find... What my problem is here is that if you are going to come out and say throughout the year that you want to stay...
What do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? That he doesn't want to stay?
Get it done then. Just get it done. Yeah.
You're thinking like an ultra. What do you think he's going to say, Donnarumma? I don't want to play for Milan?
So Neuer gets $10 million a year, right? 10 million euros.
Okay,
Why would Gigio get more?
He's not the best goaler in the world.
He's not?
No.
He has been in the last 10 years, is he not?
But he's not the best goaler in the world.
Okay. This guy's in the chat, but I get what you're saying about Raiola and this and that, and this was wrong. This was completely wrong with the Ultras, right? Supposedly he had said no, and he decided to go back.
Facts. He wants 10 plus 2. It's 10. I'm going to get mad now over here, you guys.
And Milan wants to give him 8. They don't want to
give him 8. Exactly. Yeah. This is business, guys. Enough with this Raiola stuff. How come it's only Milan that has a problem with this? You know what? It's Milan's fault. You should have re-signed him at the beginning of the year.
You got to look at it both sides from there. I just find that it's come to this, and it shouldn't have come to this.
No, this is what it is. It's business. Too bad. You didn't want to sign him when you could have signed him? Too bad.
All right.
This is business. It's enough now. It's the stupidity that people are saying don't go play against Juve. Yeah, our best player.
No, I'm against that. See, that's completely stupid.
Well, it's just stupid then. But then, so then stay out of it then. Stay out of it. Because I don't care if it's Donnarumma in nets. I don't care if it's Peperin in nets. I want to make 4th place. So you fucking dummies putting more newspaper clippings on this stupid subject, and us, it's only Milan fans. Raiola, pizzaiolo. That's what he does to make a living. You sell phones to make a living.
Yeah.
Does anybody complain about you selling phones to make a living?
So why is he the only agent that we hear about that he's like this, right? That we're getting money.
That's his prerogative.
Yeah.
Does anybody complain about you and what you do to make money?
No.
So then you cannot complain about what he does to make money. Enough. Next subject.
Ryan, Steve, I completely agree with you on Leao. While I do think that Leao tried more in this game, it is not enough. Even when he missed chances, clear-cut chances.
Go on, next question. I don't want to talk about Leao anymore. I'm fucking pissed. Let's go.
Well, I just want to say that he agrees with you.
Thank you.
So, slow and let's take it over to Ask Vinny and Steve. But before I get to the Ask Vinny and Steve, but I don't know if you're in the mood there, so let me just go through questions. Steve, AC Milan Fans Club Mali de l'Afrique, first ever that reached out to us. Bonsoir à vous, and said, all my greetings from Mali. Are you optimistic about our qualification to the Champions League, Donnarumma and renewal? I think we just answered that one there. Steve, you always said it's always going to be Milan. Optimism about qualifying for Champions League. Are you still on the same wavelength? We got this. We're just
My goal at the beginning of the season was to make Champions League. Anything else is a failure. Who is it over here? The great comments here. Donnarumma, because it doesn't finish there. This comment is the comment of the night. We have to sign him.
Oh, they're going to sign him. They're going to sign him. They're going to sign him for that 1 year. Right?
That's a huge mistake.
But I'm saying is that push comes to shove, that's what they're going to do. They're going to give him 10, 12 million for that 1 year. And then whatever situation is that they're probably going to try to sell him.
They have to find somewhere where they can sign him and be able to resell without this stupid soap opera. 1 year is not enough.
One thing why I said 1 year, Steve, is that there is no way on God's green earth that they're going to let him leave for free. I'm sorry, like people say it is a possibility. I don't see that happening. That's why I would say give him that money for the 1 year if it comes to that situation. That's where I.
But if by June 30th he has no contract, he's leaving for free.
Yes, I'm saying they're not. I don't think they're gonna get to that. They would. I don't think Singer and company are that stupid. Having this is your bread and butter. This guy here. This is your main asset, right? So I don't think it would come to that. I'm saying that if they do the 1 year, it's because they see no other option, and then see what the other options throughout the year after. What else do we have here? What else do we have? Concord, ask Vinny and Steve, what you think on Hakan's post on Instagram on following Ibra, making this drama before Juve's game, which is the most important game in this professional. Also, Leao supports him. Concord, I think Steve has definitely answered that one.
Of course, Leao supports him. What a surprise. What a goddamn surprise. What a surprise. You see the stupidity? This freaks me out with this team. This is my pet peeve, my brioche-ki. It burns acid in my stomach. How they cannot control these guys. These guys are kids, okay? And I get it. I see the stupidity that people post. But when you are representing, when you're representing your company in your posts, your company should be able to at least tame you. I don't say control you. I don't want to be a dictator, but at least be able to control you. Someone has to go see Hakan and say, hey, Turkey, what the fuck you doing? Exactly like that. Turkey, what the fuck you doing? Because it's the worst possible time. Shut up. In the Euros, post whatever you want.
It's like one thing, like if Leao does like a rap video that has nothing to do with Milan, we can complain about that, but it's not directly. But now you're involving AC Milan, our brand, right? And you're getting that I totally agree with you on that one. And it reminds me, remember Steve, maybe it wasn't with social media, but remember when Seedorf came as coach and nobody understood why he got fired, and there was that whole like Montolivo with a couple of guys that got together and they're trying to go against the coach and this and that. It's just, I don't know if there's any truth to this, that there's a little nucleus of players that they look at Ibra and they're jealous. And I'll say one thing, Steve, and I'm sure you've seen this in your career at work as a manager. Every time you have those guys that complain are the ones that are struggling the most. You'll never get like your top guy at work that's gonna, the person that does this.
The thing that's strange is that Hakan is getting back into some sort of groove. That end of the season groove. 2 goals, not the best performances, but the 2 goals help, man. There is, the Sassuolo game. Beside, it wasn't his fault we lost that game. No. We just lost concentration for 26 minutes and we lost goddamn points. Against Lazio, again, didn't have the best performance, but he was one of the best guys out there. So he's starting to get that groove. Why post this now? Why do a cryptic post? It doesn't make sense. And then they're gonna look and see who followed, who liked the Hakan's post, and who unfollowed Ibra. Get out of here. This is like high school bullshit. Milan has to come down on that.
They could do a soap opera, Steve, with all this all this high school drama that's going on. Oh man, it's just sad to see. James Fricano, is Ibra hurt again? Looked like he wasn't bothered by something at the end of the game, or did he just run out of gas? Probably run out of gas, Steve. I didn't hear anything on my end, but he hadn't played for what, at least a good month, did he not?
Who's this?
Ibra.
Yeah, it's already at 39 years old, what's happening and what he did this year is already something to talk about.
Yeah.
In a very tough league to score. Everybody can call, Serie A, whatever they want, retirement league, farmer league, stupidity like that. I don't care, to be very honest with you. I'm proud of Serie A and what they do and what they produce. It's a hard league to score in. Very hard league to score in. And,
yeah, Ibra gave them all PlayStation 5s, and soon I wonder when they're going to give them back. No, definitely.
It's a hard league to score in. And now, injury and not playing consistently, in and out, and now getting back. A couple of times in the game, you saw him bend over and stretch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God, here we go again.
And he wasn't going to take himself out, that's for sure, right?
He's not going to take himself out, that's for sure. And, we knew that Juve was coming up. I think Pioli made some smart changes to get people out who were on cards.
Yeah.
Benasser in the game against Benevento, I don't know what's wrong with Benasser, but he did not look himself. He has not looked himself since he came back from injury.
Yeah.
Guys,
we need them to all turn it around in these last 4 games.
Yeah,
right?
They need to gel. They need to find a way to get along until they get us, and I'm saying us, everybody, into fourth place. All of the Milan nation into fourth place.
Exactly. Gigi Lapatat. If Gigio leaves, will he take his brother with him? It's a very good question. What's his name again?
Antonio Donnarumma.
So on May 1st, Francis says, does Milan Weekly Podcast support the stance? According to Sky Milan, okay, so he was asking about the Donnarumma thing. Christian Bellini said, what did Hauge do wrong to Pioli for him to be put on Castillejo instead of him? We've wondered this on the last podcast. He must know something that we do not know. I don't know. What do you think is the reasoning for Castillejo instead of Hauge?
I can't give you an actual answer, to be very honest with you. I don't know. Especially against Benevento, I didn't understand that, and even it ended up somewhat in our favor because he was defilato and he's going to miss the next game. But I don't know. If you would have asked me the other games, I've answered you guys. I think Hoga is not ready, and it showed. And everybody's been posting Hoga has been missing since he tied up the Sampdoria game. I will counter that again. For the 30th time, go watch that game. He got outplayed by Candreva.
But I think everybody's maybe not disagreeing with you, but you have Castillejo, right? Can Castillejo do 100 times better than Hoga at this point? Especially
no, but I think it's responsibility.
Right?
But it's responsibility. It's responsibility, and it's pecking order in his team, and he's being somewhat honorable to the Castillejo and his services, right? But I agree. Against Benevento, it should have been some time to get someone like Hogue minutes, right? So I want to answer this one here.
Yes, go ahead.
To Greg. Steve does understand that that's the new generation and that's how they communicate. Steve does not agree with that. That's obvious because you represent a company. You represent Milan. So the stupidities that you do when you post reflect badly on the brand. That's something that everybody should understand.
That I agree with you. And never have I posted stuff, let's say, with a company logo on it. Like my personal is my personal. Just like what we mentioned about Leao, right? The rap video stuff. We don't have to like it, but has nothing to do with Milan. Now you're
this gives them nothing. This gives them nothing. This gives Hakan absolutely nothing, Greg. For him to post that, it gives him nothing. It's him being a chicken, and instead of going up to Ibra's face and saying, I hate you, I disagree with you, or why are you being so hard on me? Because he's a chicken, he's posting it on Instagram.
Or if that was not his intent, you got to stop and think, what are people going to think or perceive from this? Remember,
True.
Steve, Remember that photo that they had the Bilia and Kessie on their cell phones?
Yeah.
Remember? And we said it. It's like, who knows? Maybe they're watching a video of the other team. I go, but it's the perception. It's the perception. So, and I'm sorry, guys. We're 40-year-old men. We have experience. These guys are not 18 years old. They should have that mentality to think, hold on a second. Before I do this, what if? How many people are going to perceive this? And at this point in the season, with these 4 games left, Steve, definitely a bad call. But I agree with you on that one, is that, yes, we get it. This is how the kids communicate nowadays, but not when you're representing a brand. Anything else you're seeing there in the comments, Stevie? Because in the end, we've been mentioning it, slow and steady wins the race. Correct, Steve? You know what else? Slow and steady wins the race, Steve. This is what slow and steady wins the race. As they keep on telling us, listen to that. So, Steve, they tell us to share some stories about Manscaped. So I let myself go this last month or so. I got myself a nice COVID bush. I wanted to test it out to see what it. Holy shit! Even with the long ones, beautiful, slow and steady. I didn't do it like the first time, but no nick, no picking. Beautiful in the shower. Then I used the exact same creams that you used, that you bought yourself. Fantastic stuff, guys. MWP code for Manscaped. Manscaped.com. They have the perfect package 3.0 with all this different type of stuff. Whatever Steve bought from last video, they have these individual stuff there. So if it is 2021 and you still got bush, Steve, MWP, 20% off, free shipping to our friends at manscaped.com. Have you used the ones that you bought from last week?
Been using the shower gel. It's fantastic. Thank a fellow admin, Anthony Calcara, for recommending that.
There we go. And guys, I didn't want to do the Manscaped while you were mad. So this was the best time that I could put it on. Steve, indigestion of the week. One of your indigestions of the week.
Well, everybody heard the Donnarumma stuff there, but I'm gonna go to the EPL. I'm gonna go first. They did a great campaign, which we followed as well, where they would not post, for anti-racism and so on and so forth. That was great. That was my, brioche of the week. I think it was a good message to pass, and
yep.
the social media companies should be doing more bullying, guys, because it's a scary place, man. Like I have kids. Some of the people commenting have kids. It needs to shape up. These companies need to be accountable and need to monitor this stuff somehow. So I agree with that. Indigestion of the week goes to the Manchester United fans who really just fucked everything up. They went to Old Trafford and stormed Old Trafford and delayed Man United and Liverpool.
Yeah.
On the week where they were trying to do an anti-racism, anti-bullying thing, they really bad for the EPL. A lot of the newspapers are probably not going to cover it, or it's not going to make the headlines. If this would have been Serie A, it would have been everywhere. It would have been in Taiwan. It would have been in Canada. It would have been on ESPN. It would have been everywhere. EPL does a great job of sweeping things under the rug. Milan Weekly Podcast, we pull up the rug.
So those, I was gonna mention the brioche, same thing. Like we participated, coming from your idea not to post anything on social media. To Frank, yes, we do have the nose trimmer. This is called the lawnmower, and it's fantastic. It does not pull, and it's not very close. It gives you you can actually set the different lanes. But listen to that. Check it out, Frank. MWP, and indigestion. I know we spoke about it. It's got to be. I was gonna go with this whole Instagram kind of stuff, but I have to go with the ultras with Gigio. I just found it completely out of place, out of line, and at this delicate time where we need everybody's support. Coming from a group that beautiful letter that they posted, when
exactly
Super League, and now
really
this,
stupidity, man.
And Frank was mentioning, it's happened in the past. So I'm not saying that this has come out of nowhere, but of all times, right now, guys, and we're going to play against Juve. I'm sorry, ultras. I'm sure that you meant something out of your heart, but this was completely out of line. And this is not something that a 22-year-old that might sign, might not sign. I don't think you're giving him the reasons to keep. Let me sit down and let me find a solution there. So those are mine.
Another thing too. The ultras are all for no one's bigger than the team. By them doing that, they kind of made themselves bigger than the team. Like they were gonna resolve this contract situation, right? Like I don't know who engineered this whole thing, but timing was terrible and not exactly what the Milan brand is going for right now. So very bad.
Stevie P, next Sunday, and hopefully, Steve, that everybody listened to you on the Milan Weekly, the Milan chat, that the last game of the season, the chat is off. No messages, no nothing. Hopefully that's going to happen because it's quite the conversation in there. I will be going on because for Patreon an hour before game time. I know Fabio and David have some words to say to each other about this whole T-shirt thing. But yeah, Mandzukic doesn't look like he's going to score those 3 goals, David. But he's still hoping. Anything in closing, Stevie P?
Guys, we all need positive vibes, positivity for the Juve game. Guys, remember, the last time we played Juve, it was with a depleted team.
And we almost made it.
Guys. We almost made it. Now I want to see full squad Milan against full squad Juve. Again, Ancelotti said it. May the best team win, and I hope that team is Milan. So, it comes from Carletto, even in Everton, still talking about Milan. The ultras have to just take a seat back. This is what it's all for. Concentration is on this weekend. It's a humongous game. And, guys, in the end, this is going to make or break our season because it's a huge swing depending the result. Even a tie will hurt both teams.
Very well said on that one. So we're going to be watching until the last game. And the only positive out of all this, Steve, is when was the last time Serie A had this kind of race, right? For these top 3 spots, top remaining 3 spots. So at least it's exciting, right?
Yeah, we've had it before. It wasn't down to the wire like this, or as it can go down to the last day.
Mm-hmm.
So, happy for that. I'm really happy. It's stressful, but really happy that Serie A is competitive. Again, I will never want any other team than Milan to win the Scudetto. Even after seeing Inter win it, it's just as disgusting as watching Juve win it for the last 9 years.
Very well said. And on that note, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Always faithfully every Monday. We'll see each other for next Sunday, for Patreon, and then next Monday. And hopefully we have a happy Steve and not a angry Steve. Guys, we need to win against this Juventus. There's no other choices. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan!